These are 15 zombie apocalypse survival tips. Will you be prepared? Number 15. Stay as calm as possible. Panicking causes mistakes. Everybody is going to be freaking out, screaming, and running in random directions as a result of A. Their fear, and B. the blast of adrenaline into their brains. Stop. Take 10 deep breaths. Close your eyes for a minute and do whatever you can to slow your heart rate. Remember that you are prepared for this, that you are safe right now if you remain calm. You can handle this situation. It's what you studied for, and you have to be an example for others now. Once your mind calms a bit, immediately proceed to the next step. Number 14. Do your research before you take action. Don't make the mistake of blindly rushing out into the unknown. Take the time to get online and see where the outbreak has started, where violence and deaths have been reported, and what direction the zombies seem to be spreading. This information will give you an idea of what escape route is going to work best, which we will discuss a bit later. It doesn't matter how much preparation you have made if you climb out the window and run toward the zombies instead of away from them. Number 13. Find a portable weapon and learn how to use it. Be comfortable with it, because it will be your new best friend. A weapon is no good if you are afraid to wield it in defense of yourself. That includes killing both zombies and human threats. When the apocalypse happens, the criminals will be just as dangerous as the zombies. You have to be ready and prepared to use the weapon that you carry. If that weapon is a gun, then you better have a backup weapon that doesn't require any type of ammunition, because ammunition is going to become hard to find really quick. Most people are really bad shots, and a headshot on a moving, staggering, and lurching undead body is going to require a lot of luck or a lot of skill. Unless you're a cast member of The Walking Dead, they never miss a headshot. Be sure to carry a nicely weighted blunt or sharp object in order to split open some skulls and crush some brain matter. Number 12. Know your transportation options. If you are planning to take any form of public transportation, then you are already dead, my friend. You probably already considered that as a horrible option. However, you also have to remember that any urban area or roadway is going to be flooded with panicked people and cars jamming up the roads as they try to escape. Unless you get an extremely early warning, you better not plan on using a car as your primary escape vehicle. You can put it as the number 1 option, but you better be ready with a very reliable option number 2. The best option for a rapid escape is a high-powered off-road motorcycle or ATV. If you can operate a motorcycle, they can travel through almost any environment and basically get you where you want to go extremely fast. In the case of a family with kids, you'll probably need to go with an ATV, powerful enough to carry a whole family and can climb and trudge through obstacles just like a dirt bike. Number 11. Travel with a small group, if possible. It sounds cliche, but you can find safety in numbers. A small group of people, or even a pair, is much better than making your journey solo. You have more eyes to watch out for the undead, more ears pointed in all directions, and more muscle to move objects and crack skulls when needed. You also never know what hidden skills someone may have that will come in handy. So if you find someone who you determine is safe and uninfected, invite them to join you. They might just save your life. Number 10. Get a hiking GPS. Your best bet during a zombie apocalypse is to get the hell away from the threat, which obviously will be the brain-eating undead that are swarming through the cities. It's now time to head into the country, the national forests, or the mountains. Really, anywhere that people don't want to live is where you want to go. The rougher the terrain, the better the chance of the zombies giving up before finding you and making you a trail snack. With a hiking GPS, you can track the weather, tidal changes, altitude, and best of all the terrain, along with already established hiking trails. If you can find a remote, rarely traveled trail, then you can escape civilization without having to climb cliffs or hack down brush and growth in order to find a safe place to rest and gather yourself for the next move. Number 9. Locate a source of non-perishable food and start squirreling that nutrition away in various hiding places that you feel will be unnoticed by scavengers. You should have enough food to last for a few days in your bug-out bag, but as you travel, keep your eye out for sources of non-perishable foods. If you find some, bury it in an inconspicuous place in a sealed container and mark that point on your GPS and on a paper map of the area if you have one. Non-perishables such as beans, rice, and canned foods can last years underground like this if they are in a waterproof container. Scatter these around as you travel so that you can always find a way back to nourishment if you run out. Number 8. Locate a safe water supply, preferably at a high elevation. You should already have a water purification kit, but for safety's sake, try to find the cleanest source. In general, the higher the elevation of a stream, the safer the water is. If you can find an underground source such as a faucet outside a home or business, the pumped groundwater is a much safer bet. Still, remember to use the water purifier every time. Number 7. Find a safe shelter away from the outbreak. If you aren't staying healthy, then all the rest of this is irrelevant. If you can find a remote home, cabin, or business and get access to it, then this is obviously the best option. Be sure to find a way to secure the doors and bar the windows. If that's not an option, at least create a lean-to type shelter to keep you out of the elements so that you don't die of hypothermia or end up sick. Wet clothes and boots are asking for jungle rot on your feet and rashes all over your body. Both invite infection, and infection without medical care means you're dead. Number 6. Have a method of communication. Be sure to have a working cell phone close at hand. Maybe even keep it in your bug-out bag at night, just so you don't forget it in the event you have to wake up and rush out of your home quickly to avoid an imminent zombie attack. You should be able to get packed and ready to leave your home in less than a minute. With a phone, you can make arrangements to meet up with others, or to call for rescue transportation if this is still an option. You can always communicate and try to find safe havens where the government or citizens have fortified areas to fight against the infected. Whether you go there or not will have to be based on your best judgment, but at least you have the option since you have a way to communicate with the world. Number 5. Take advantage of your environment. Always be aware of what's around you and keep in mind your basic needs for survival: a weapon for defense, water, food, and protection from the natural elements. Natural hiding spots are the best hiding spots. This is true whether it's urban rubble or underbrush in the woods. Disturbances to the natural resting place of objects leaves traceable evidence. Number 4. Study a wilderness survival manual ahead of time. In some ways, this could be the very most important tool that you have. The more you know about wilderness survival, the better chance you will keep your body in good enough shape to either outrun or fight the zombie hordes. You will need your body to be at a peak level of fitness and your mind to be filled with all the information needed to use nature to your advantage. If you can survive in the wilderness, those skills can be adapted to urban survival as well. The more you know about where to find food and water, how to build shelter, and how to create tools and weapons, the better off you are going to be when the zombie apocalypse happens. Number 3. Have a bug-out bag. Everyone should have a bug-out bag packed and ready in the event of an emergency. Whether it's zombies or any other type of apocalyptic event, it's just a good idea to be fully prepared. Get a sturdy, lightweight, high-quality backpack and then fill it with the things you will need in order to survive for 3 days. Those first 3 days are the absolute most vital because they will be your most dangerous time and will require the most movement and physical effort in order to reach a safe place. Here's a checklist of vital items to keep in your bug-out bag. Knife, lightweight polymer rope, lighter, and waterproof matches. Ziploc bags. These not only work for preserving food, but are great for keeping electronics dry. Lightweight cooking pot, dehydrated food, change of dry clothes in waterproof bag, antibacterial soap, first aid kit, hiking GPS and manual compass, bottled water and water purifier, insect repellent with DEET, sunscreen, lightweight flashlight and extra batteries. A headlight works great as well and leaves your hands free. Lantern. Try to get the smallest and most lightweight items possible, so if any of these items are too cumbersome, leave them out. You're better off escaping and trying to find them later than to run out of energy and get caught in the gaping maw of the rotting undead. Number 2. Always have at least one backup plan, or 2, or maybe 3, or... I hope that your first plan of action works perfectly. Chances are, though, it's not going to work exactly as planned. What do you do when your escape alley is full of the undead? What happens when your survival buddy tries to eat your face off when you swing by his next door apartment? Be sure to have at least one backup plan for escape. Number 1. Use your brain, or else the undead will. Be ready to improvise. It is almost guaranteed that many of your plans won't work out. Along with that, situations you have never dreamed of will arise, and people are going to look toward you for guidance. Adaptability is the key to survival. Keep your body in good shape so your brain stays sharp, and then use your brain to save yourself and your comrades. Ask questions of others and use their skills and knowledge to your advantage. Working together as a team is the ultimate key to survival. If you get exposed or bitten, tell someone. You won't be able to make the right decisions anymore. They can monitor your condition and do what is best for both you and the group. Do what is best for everyone and save your loved ones. Although it's sad to say, if you get bit, you're basically a threat to everything and everyone. Let those who care for you decide what your best option is. You don't want to end up eating your friends and family. That kind of defeats the whole purpose of trying to survive, right?